You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. As Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. We cannot underestimate the voter suppression, what is happening, because people are afraid of coronavirus there in Kentucky, Mustafa. To go from 3,700 statewide voted polling locations to 200 there in the county where Louisville is, they plan to use the convention center and just to line up booths. I mean, today was an early voting day, and I really hope all these black folks are in line right now or were in line voting in Kentucky, because tomorrow is going to be an absolute mess. I can see people in line tomorrow for 5, 6, 10, 12 hours.
It's a dangerous situation, but I mean, I understand people's commitment to vote, and they understand how important it is. And there's a lot of people. So I have family that's in Kentucky. So folks are feeling the energy that Booker is bringing. And, you know, he's building this crazy, crazy, powerful coalition of folks from the mountains and folks on the inner cities and all over. So the thing that's really curious is that, you know, folks have known we're in this COVID-19 moment, but yet they refuse to, because I had a conversation with some folks and they're like, well, a lot of the elders, you know, who usually work at our polling booths and do it. Well, if you know we're in this COVID-19 moment, let's get younger people, you know, let's get middle-aged folks, you know, who are trained up and are protected to be able to make sure that we have, you know, these polling locations open. Of course, we all know that this is a part of the game, you know, that when you can manipulate this, you can manipulate the turnout. And there may even be something more nefarious, which I hope there isn't, in the sense that having all these folks of color pushed into into a smaller location and it being exposed to things. So I hope that that's not it. So we're not going to put that energy out there. But they could make sure that they're doing much better and making sure that there are the opportunities for folks to vote. And, you know, we'll have to just see how it all turns out.
Joining us right now is Kristen Clarke, who leads the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law. And Kristen, on that point, look, my parents are 73. They've worked polls for decades. And yeah, I'm greatly concerned with there's a runoff coming up in Texas with the case with State Senator Royce West, but you also have November. I mean, that is legitimate, but Kentucky had enough time to prepare for this, to go from 3,700 to less than 200. I mean, that's not even 10% of your polling locations.
Yeah, and they had not turned on the TV and watched the chaos, the drama that unfolded in Milwaukee, in Atlanta, in Philadelphia, where similarly we saw the elimination or consolidation of polling sites. But this is quite dramatic, what's happening in Jefferson County, Kentucky. It almost defies logic. It's a large county. It's one of the largest in terms of its population. And for people who, you know, have disabilities, people who don't live near public transportation, you know, it may be challenging tomorrow. At this stage, though, we are very hopeful that everyone who wants to turn out and vote in person will have the opportunity to do so. We're out of time. Our election protection team will be working around the clock tomorrow. We encourage the public to call our nonpartisan hotline at 866-OUR-VOTE, 866-OUR-VOTE, if they encounter any problems voting at that expo center in Jefferson County or in accessing the few polling sites that will be in operation in other parts of the state. There are other elections happening tomorrow in New York and in South Carolina and Virginia. We will be working all day long. But, you know, Roland, in the recent election in Georgia, we saw what happened when they shut down polling sites. People were confused about where to go. There were long lines, and we had to go to court to get poll hours extended. So if that's what it comes down to tomorrow, we're prepared to go into court to defend people's right to vote. But, you know, you do wish that Jefferson County just came up with a better plan and gave people more than a single option on election day. But we will be vigilant and prepared to fight.
And that's some 600,000 people in that county that will only have one voting location. So now, now you got to deal with transportation, getting to the voting location where normally you're down. And again, that's where you have more African Americans. Half of the African Americans in Kentucky live in 2 counties.
That's right. And look, I'm glad that you are spotlighting this problem. The city is actually going to run a shuttle from Union Station in Louisville to the Expo Center. If you go on the Jefferson County Board of Elections website, you can't find that information. They are not working to ensure people are armed with all the information they need to go and vote tomorrow. So I'm glad that you're shining a spotlight on this. I am hopeful that people will turn to us as a resource and call the Election Protection Hotline at 866-OUR-VOTE. Right now, it's come down to kind of these grassroots efforts to make sure that people are armed with the information they need to get out and vote tomorrow. And, I just want to acknowledge that we're 101 days out from the tragic killing of Breonna Taylor. So I'm very hopeful that a lot of the anger that we have been seeing in Kentucky over the last several weeks will translate into high voter turnout tomorrow, because this is another way for people to exercise their voice, to show up and vote.
And again, the work of the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law is extremely important because, and I tweeted this weekend to the folks, is that the reality is we can't keep saying, hey, we need folks to fight for us. We also don't have folks who are supporting, and that you're absolutely right, taking people to court, taking these states, because we are about to be into the battle for our lives. Donald Trump and Republicans, they want massive voter suppression. They are recruiting 50,000 people to be at these polls, Kristen, in order to dissuade folks from voting come November. They're fighting left tooth and nail when it comes to mail-in balloting. It's real clear what they are doing, and we had better be fully prepared for the onslaught that is coming, because it is coming.
That's right. True the Vote, Judicial Watch, there are all of these well-funded, nefarious groups that have one goal, and that's to lock out people from the ballot box, African Americans, people of color, poor people. And we're in the court fighting back. We're not letting them get ahead of us. We just defeated True the Vote in an effort to deny people access to absentee ballots in Virginia, and we're going to stay on top of them and keep fighting. This is one of the most consequential elections of our lifetime. Voter suppression, though, alive and well, will be met with the brute force of civil rights lawyers that are determined to use the courts to make sure that everyone has voice in 2020.
I am, of course, right now. Guys, pull it up, please. Showing your graphic, Moving America Towards Justice. Where can people actually donate to the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law?
You can visit our website at www.lawyerscommittee.org and hit the donate button, or go to Cash App, Racial Justice, and make a donation to support our fight today. We need to make sure that everyone has voice in our democracy and is able to vote in 2020.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. Ceek.com with a partnership with him, where, of course, Mary Spiel, she's the founder of Ceek, Ceek.com. She is the inventor of these 360-degree 4D headphones. Unbelievable sound. Folks, you can use this for gaming. You can also, of course, with music, videos, you name it. And so what's great about this is that the sound actually, so when you're listening, it literally travels all around your head as opposed to normal headphones. And so I really, really do like these listening to music. Like I say, they have a microphone that you can attach to it, but you can use this when you're playing video games. And so they have a partnership with them. So if you want to buy these headphones, you go to Ceek.com, but use this promo code RMVIP2020. RMVIP2020 to actually join. So please take advantage of that.